I'd like to begin by thanking LaSalle-Peru Township High School for the use of this magnificent room, the historic Matheson Auditorium. Next year, the Hall of Fame ceremony is going to be over at IVCC in our Cultural Center, which is within the brand new Peter Miller Community Technology Center. So mark your calendars for next year, folks. We're fortunate to have several special guests here tonight. When I announce your names, either please stand or wave so that and be recognized for the contributions that you have made to the history of IVCC. Hall of Fame inductees, Dr. Mary Wieg. Mary, I know you're here. And I'm equally sure that Hall of Famer Don Haas is here as well. Donnie, I can see you. And Don Mazek is here as well. Don. Okay. A few seconds ago, you had a chance to welcome O.J. Stoutner, who is the president of the Foundation Board of Directors. Please join me in saying welcome to Susie, his spouse, as well. We also have from the Foundation Board of Directors, Jane Getz. Jane? Really pleased that we have the leadership of the IVCC Board of Trustees with us tonight. And that begins with Board Chair Dennis Thompson and his wife, Linda. Dennis? Vice Chair Melissa Olivero is here. Happy birthday, Melissa. And Dr. Larry Huffman and his wife, Chris, are here as well. Larry? And you know, you can thank Larry Huffman for this event, which began in 2008 when he served as our president. So thank you very much to my friend, Dr. Larry Huffman. From the administration, a couple of administrators I'd like to point out. Dr. Lori Scroggs, who is our Vice President for Learning and Student Development. Lori? Bonnie Campbell is here, who is the Dean for Health Professions and our Director of Nursing. Bonnie? Jeff Anderson is here as well. He is the Dean for Humanities, Fine Arts, and Social Science. This isn't in the script, but do me a favor and say thanks very much to Fran Brawley, Donna Swiskowski, and Sue Monroe for the great job they do of organizing this event. You know, I've been known to say several times that I have lots of people that I report to on a daily basis. That includes the obvious, like our Board of Trustees, Foundation Board of Directors, 8,000 students, 500 employees, 148,000 people in the IVCC district. But I would be remiss to omit probably the one supervisor who is most supportive of me and who has to put up with me on a daily basis, and that is my wife, Catherine Corcoran. So please say hello to my wife, Catherine Corcoran, as well. Before I close, let me just say that to stand before you tonight as the president of Illinois Valley Community College at a time of such tremendous growth and opportunity as we near the opening of the game-changing Community Technology Center is truly a privilege. Although this summer will mark my 23rd year at IVCC, it really wasn't until 5 years ago, the day after St. Patrick's Day, March 18, 2008, when I was appointed president, that I really began to fully appreciate what impact IVCC has had on tens of thousands of individuals since 1924. To our distinguished inductees, I say thank you, and to many of you, I say welcome home. It's now my pleasure to deliver our first introduction. Blouke, Carus. The district-wide referendum campaign that led to the creation of Illinois Valley Community College in 1966 was so spectacularly successful, wrote IVCC historian Bill Danley, even its most ardent supporters were astonished at the outcome. Another writer, Daily News Tribune editor Herb Hames, said the Illinois Valley Community College Committee was different. It was spontaneous and independent and grassroots. It was not created to be an instrument of a council or a board or a commission. It was created by men with an idea, a new comprehensive community college built on the foundation of LPO Junior College. There were men willing to work, willing to compromise, willing to exchange ideas, and yes, even willing to sacrifice time and money and energy for almost 2 years. Hames continued, "I shall never forget the feeling of watching men working selflessly with intelligence and integrity, with single-mindedness of purpose, and finally, with such success as the referendum results of May 7, 1966. Tonight we honor the man who led that remarkable effort, Blouke Carus, chairman of Carus Corporation. It's been nearly 50 years since chair of the Illinois Valley Community College Committee that Mr. Carus skillfully engineered an effort not seen before in Illinois. After countless hours of deliberate, arduous, and thoughtful planning and execution, the committee appealed for passage of the referendum in every conceivable fashion, including the distribution of 35,000 brochures, 500 posters, and 25,000 Vote Yes IVCC campaign badges. Voters went to the polls Saturday, May 7th, and the following Monday's News Tribune declared, IVCC wins in a landslide. The story went on to declare the campaign had achieved the largest majority in Illinois history, 20,500 yes votes versus just 2,100 no votes, a 10-to-1 margin of victory. Mr. Carus said it very well that day, and I quote, "May the record vote of Saturday, May 7, 1966 be remembered as a testimony to what can be accomplished in a free society by men and women of dedication and purpose." The IVCC campaign is but one example of Mr. Carus's lifetime devotion to education, the arts and sciences, and his community. As an advocate for post-secondary education, Mr. Carus practices what he preaches by providing for the dependents of Carus Corporation employees up to 60% of their post-secondary education costs, which has resulted in 235 students benefiting from the program at a total cost of approximately $3 million. That's an average of $13,000 per student. As a leader of the Illinois Business Roundtable Group, Mr. Carus was instrumental in the development of the Pathways to Prosperity initiative, a new and innovative state-led science, technology, engineering, and math education initiative designed to support college and career readiness for all students. Further, Mr. Carus continues to use his considerable influence to advocate for a core curriculum that includes literature, oral and written communication, 3 years of a foreign language, mathematics to the minimum of Algebra 2, experimental sciences, world history, U.S. government, and the arts. In 1962, Blouke and his wife Mary Ann, working at their kitchen table, began the Open Court reading and writing programs that led to the founding of Cricket magazine in 1972. And there are now 14 high-quality children's magazines in the Cricket family with 2 million readers worldwide. When Blouke learned of the beginning of the International Baccalaureate in 1972, he began working with Oxford professor Alex Peterson. Together they organized a large seminar at the United Nations International School in 1973, which led to the introduction of the International Baccalaureate in North America. With over 50,000 Americans earning an IB each year, the diploma is growing rapidly, especially in Chicago. A volunteer and major contributor to several community organizations, he founded the Illinois Valley Fine Arts Trust to fund local arts organizations. While I have focused most of my remarks on Mr. Carus's remarkable work in education and the arts, no review of his life would be complete without examination of his pioneering work in the chemical processing industry. An electrical engineering graduate at Caltech, that's the California Institute of Technology, one of the world's preeminent institutions in science and engineering, Mr. Carus holds 7 patents, and helped modernize the manufacturing process for potassium permanganate at Carus Corporation in LaSalle, a world leader in that process. For a lifetime of devotion to the welfare of the Illinois Valley, especially the role he played in the establishment of Illinois Valley Community College, it is my privilege to welcome M. Blouke Carus into the IVCC LPO Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in saying welcome to Blouke Carus.
Good evening. Jerry, you weren't supposed to give a biography. But I'm honored to receive the Hall of Fame. It was a great privilege and honor for us to work together with our committee of 300 throughout the entire Illinois Valley area. And as Herb Haim said, it was spontaneous. When we asked people to join us, they never said no. And it was the first time in the community that I've ever seen, I think in the history of Illinois Valley, that we all worked together to make this historic event happen on May 7th, 1966. And I think you can see, as the statistics that Jerry cited, that it is fulfilling our dreams. It's a wonderful institution. I think it's underappreciated. I think there are a number of aspects that none of us know about. We don't really realize how important it is. But it does have a great potential. So rather than give a long speech, I would like to challenge Jerry and the wonderful staff at IVCC and the board in another challenge, how we can make history again in Illinois. And that is, rather than what the P20 Council is doing, which is the first time that Illinois has actually brought all their educational institutions together, so it's a great new institution in Illinois. The P20 Council's goal is that now we have about 44% of our students in high school and community colleges, and when they start in first grade, 44% become well-educated, broadly educated in the technology and all the things that Jerry mentioned. And their goal is by 1925, 60% will be able to achieve this. And I think we in the Illinois Valley can do better. Don't you, Jerry? I would not be satisfied if we can't do that to reach 90% by the year 2020. So that's my challenge to you all. Thank you very much.